Hello everyone! So, some of you may know that I've lived in Japan about 2-3 years ago. I lived in a little, well, not so little, city called Nagoya. I have really enjoyed my time in Japan, but one question I always got was, how's anime in Japan? People must know, how was anime like in Japan? So, I know it's been quite some time, but I decided to finally go ahead and do this video. Okay then, Daisha, what's anime like in the land of anime goodness? As you may know, anime is quite popular in Japan. You will see it literally everywhere. Electronic stores, toy stores, even convenience stores. I remember the time I was there, Evangelion was pretty big because of a new movie that was coming out, and literally I would see it all the time. And when I was in a convenience store, I would see it on like water bottles, Coke bottles, little snacks. Like, I would even see figurines in the convenience store. So just imagine you're going to a BP and you're just seeing Evangelion everywhere. That's kind of how it was like in Japan, which is pretty cool. Another time was I went to a department store to get some cute little clothes, and everything I saw was One Piece, because One Piece at the time was the #1 anime and manga in Japan. And so you would literally see One Piece everything. And I mean everything. I saw One Piece toilet covers, I saw One Piece gum, One Piece alarm clocks, One Piece shoes, One Piece slippers. When I mean everything, I cannot stress this enough. And this was just in a department store. So again, it's like if you're going to Walmart and you just see everything One Piece. And let me tell you this. However, even though there are some really amazing things about anime in Japan, it does kind of have a negative stigma. Whoa. Wait, let me tell you why it's a negative stigma, but first, I have to take a few steps back. So there's Tokyo, which a lot of you guys are familiar, but when we kind of think of Tokyo, we think of Tokyo as one city. However, Tokyo is a prefecture. A prefecture is basically like a state, and within that prefecture, there are tons and tons of little cities, like a state. And within cities, there are like little neighborhoods. That's kind of like how Tokyo and Japan is. So within Tokyo Prefecture, there's a city called Chiyo. And within the city Chiyo, there are a lot of little neighborhoods, which you can easily take a train or walk to. And these neighborhoods are typically called districts in Japan. And one of these districts is called Akihabara. Akihabara is short for Akibagahara. Using the kanji Aki, which means autumn, Ba, which means leaf, Ga is a particle in Japanese grammar, and Hara usually means field. Akihabara is usually known as the electric town, or Akihabara Denkigai. That's because after World War II, Akihabara became the town to sell electronics. However, nowadays, Akihabara is considered the town for otaku, video games, anime, and manga. This also includes maid cafes, cat cafes, butler cafes, and computer goods. Because of what it is nowadays, it is basically the hub for anime and manga lovers, or otaku. And if you don't know what an otaku is, it just means a person who's really into anime. So why is liking anime considered a bad thing, and what does it have to do with otaku and Akihabara? The reason is because otakus are considered really socially awkward and kind of take up space. As in, maybe society doesn't accept them because they're not exactly normal or fit the norm of society. And typically, these kind of people tend to stay shut into their rooms, collecting anime figurines, those kind of like anime body pillows I'm sure you guys seen. And normally, they typically don't take part in normal society life. Here in America, even though otaku doesn't have such of a negative stigma, those who like anime and kind of show it off a little bit might still seem kind of weird here as well. But a better example would just be like people who have a lot of tattoos and tons of piercings, or who tend to be into gothic or heavy metal music. Those kind of people, in America's society at least, seem kind of out of the norm, which again, to me personally is not a bad thing. You like what you like, that's totally fine with me. However, that doesn't necessarily mean everything is bad, and you can still have a great old time loving anime and taking part in Japan. When I visited Akihabara, even though I was only there for about half a day, I still got to really enjoy myself, especially because I'm kind of obsessed with video games, that I just played tons of arcade games and got to see a lot of cool people dressed up in different costumes. You would usually see like maid girls handing you out flyers, just asking you to come to our cafe, eat with us. There was even a Gundam cafe. It looked amazing. However, one thing that I do notice that Americans, or at least maybe people outside of Japan, assume about Japan is that everyone's into anime. And this is definitely not the case. Because we are where we are, we tend to see whatever the media gives us about Japan. which might be anime, manga, and pop music, as well as Japanese dramas and video games. So we don't get to see what Japan is like as a whole. And so a lot of people tend to assume that people of Japan act like what they see in video games, and manga, and anime, and Japanese dramas. If you ask a random Japanese person if they seen so-and-so anime, they more than likely have not, but that doesn't stop it from being popular. It's just certain areas are more concentrated of anime and manga, certain areas are not. However, I can safely say that there are some animes that everyone almost basically have seen. One Piece being one of them. However, don't go to Japan expecting that you'll see cosplay everywhere, maid girls, and butler boys. Because, no, it's truly not like that. It's just very much like your home. But again, anime is still very popular in Japan, and you will see it a lot. And people, more than likely, if it's a common and very popular anime, they'll know what you're talking about. But if you are interested in cosplays, maid cafes, and things of that sort, I really do suggest going to Akihabara. It was pretty cool when I went there. And there's so many awesome arcades, which I love a lot. It was really hard for me to get out. If you like anime, don't worry, people won't judge you at all. And besides, Japan has way more to offer than just anime. Amazing food, really nice people, and just overall really beautiful country to go visit. So if you do go visit, I do suggest checking out more places in Akihabara or Anime Central areas, and check out as much of Japan as you can, because it's awesome. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to just leave a comment below and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Stay awesome. Bye!